Okay, so the next station add-on we're going to take a look at is a destination selector, and I should go ahead and point out this first video will not actually show any of the redstone wiring. I'm just going to kind of give an introduction to what we're going to be building, and then we'll take a look at some kind of basic redstone properties that allow our system to work. So if you want to skip directly to the build, click on the part 2 link that will be in the video description. But anyway, the basic idea behind this is we have a number of buttons that control different destinations, and we can just walk up and press the destination we want, and then hop in our minecart or have it, shoot out from the station, and then we go to the destination we selected. So I selected track 2, and here we are at track 2. So a couple of things I wanted in a destination selector when I was kind of going and designing this system. First of all, I wanted to be able to just walk up and push a button. So whatever button I wanted it to work right when I push it. Some station destination selectors like this will have a reset button that you have to press before selecting a minecart or a particular track, and I didn't like that. So this system, you can just press whatever button you want in whatever order. The second thing I felt was important was it should be able to expand to accommodate any number of stations. So this is set up for 4 different tracks. If you have 5, 6, 7, it doesn't really matter. You can just keep adding on to it. And so the redstone, if you recall, for one of my previous redstone tutorials, I had a 4-track changer set up in that, and if you recall, that worked great for 4 tracks, but any tracks beyond the original 4 required a pretty substantial change in the redstone design, whereas this, you basically can just go and add on additional slots to accommodate additional stations. So that I felt was pretty important. But now that we kind of know what we're trying to build here, we can go ahead and start sort of taking a look at the kind of the properties of redstone that allow this system to work. So the first thing you may notice is that we really only have one line of redstone that controls all 4 buttons. So you may be a little curious as to how we can have 4 different destinations selected out of a single line of redstone like that. And what we're actually doing is using a property of redstone that you've probably kind of thought as a bad thing in the past, but in this case it turns out to be pretty useful. And basically what we have is redstone will, the power supply for redstone will power the redstone for 15 blocks before it runs out of power. So in this case we have a torch set up that's supplying power to our redstone. In our track switcher, what we're going to have is buttons supplying the power. So when we press a button on here, it's going to give power to the piece of redstone directly behind the button, and that power will travel for 15 blocks. So this is block number 1, and we come all the way down here, in this case, come up, and then this block right here is block 15, and that corresponds to this rightmost button. So this is block 15 for our rightmost button. However, for one of the middle buttons or the end button here, the input is 1 block farther down. So we're going to be able to travel 1 block farther on the other end. So whereas this is 15 for the first one, this slot right here in this little pit is 15 for the second button, and in a similar manner, this block is 15 for the third button. So when we press button 1, the redstone will travel down here and be able to reach this first torch. However, since this second torch is 1 farther, it will not be able to power the second torch. So press the button, you can see only the first torch turns out. But since the second button is 1 block farther down, we can go 1 block farther on the opposite end, and so we should be able to turn out the second torch as well as the first torch. So here you can see the first 2 torches go out. And then in a similar manner, all 3 torches turn out at the other end. So that is kind of the basic property that we're going to be using here, and then we can go and set up some RS NOR latches on the other end of this that will be set in particular states depending on which button is pressed. So stay tuned for that. That'll be in the next video.